you had a good Christmas. Sitting here in the dark, well, Christmas lights above me still. Um, yeah, I hope you've had a really good little break. I have. I've been well, I haven't been doing terribly much. My mum got caught in the mini the mini tornado on the Sunshine Coast. I'll get it right, the Gold Coast, and yeah, no power up until yesterday. So not bad for an 88-year-old old duck. She managed to battle away on through that, and great to see the community in the area that she lives, at any rate, getting together and having well, no trouble looking after each other, which is awesome. I wasn't going to pop on tonight, and I'm only on None 2K, so and I'm just shooting off the phone very quickly. I will do a show probably tomorrow, but not tomorrow night. I may do it during the day. I'm been busy with chainsaws and stuff for the last few days, and plan to do a bit more. We've got some palm trees here in the backyard I'm getting a little physical with. And yes, I'm still drinking my juice, so just wanted you to know. There's something here I wanted to tell you, folks. We've been talking about weather alerts. Now, all those comments at the moment. I'm on my phone, everyone. So parts of Queensland at the moment are really copying it, particularly, I believe, north of Brisbane. The Sunshine Coast has copped it pretty hard, and Sunflower, you might be able to give us a bit of an idea of how things are in your part of the world, and folks in Rockhampton and further north. I still haven't been able to get a hold of my friends up north of Cairns, so they've still got no phone coverage in their particular area. But I want to tell you, folks, we have to be a bit intrigued about what's going on in the world when we see what I'm seeing here on the bomb site. Let me try and turn the phone around. Okay. So let's just have a look at what's going on in Western Australia. That's right now. Now, on the left, at the top there, you can see Port Hedland. So up here, this is Port Hedland. Very interesting beams coming out of there. A lot of energy being radiated out of Port Hedland, out into the Indian Ocean. Then there's this one, which, pardon me while I scratch my nose. There's this one, which is almost on the border of South Australia, Western Australia, and the Northern Territory. It's not near the secret base that isn't Pine Gap, although it's not terribly far from that location. The fact that sort of puts it in Western Australia at the moment has me a little bit perplexed, but that is definitely a beam that's coming out of WA, and I haven't seen that one before. Today, we did see quite a lot of beam work here over on the east coast. Now, there were a couple of different beams working throughout the day today. One coming out of what I assume to be Amberley Air Base out of Brisbane. It was shooting a beam back to, well, almost to Moree, down into New South Wales. And then there was our usual old mate at Taroom that this morning had, well, rather strange emanations from it. All the cloud was in a perfect circle around Taroom for some reason, like a donut. Taroom was in the donut. I guess those sorts of things can happen naturally. All right, if I had to guess what's going on, I would say that all this air that's coming up from the southern end of Australia, off the Southern Ocean, it's going to be cold air, is being heated at the moment by that. Now, that's going to mean the hot air is going to rise, and it will leap over South Australia, continue to heat up during the day with the, obviously the reflected heat off Central Australia, and make its way continually up towards the Queensland Northern Territory border. Watching me, not ringing me. It's going to heat up again then from up here at Mount Isa, and they will be bouncing it between there. We know that there is an emitter around Townsville and another one down at Taroom. I think we're going to get a lot more weather being generated out of this cold air mass that is coming up from south. And I'm no weather guy. I mean, we can always go and talk to Robert. Well, we can't talk to Robert. He doesn't talk to me. But you can go and talk to Robert. He'll let you know. But that's a new one for me at any rate. I haven't seen that one working before, and I thought it would be interesting, given the weather conditions that we've had here in Queensland the last few days. It's been pretty diabolical for many people. So if you are part of that, then my thoughts are with you. Thankfully, aside from a bit of water in the house and a couple of tiles off the roof and a few light fittings full of water, Mum got away pretty well. Many other people in her street did not, and there are trees uprooted. The whole area is still cut off from access in certain roads. I have friends in Helensvale who I think are 6 days in now with no power. Mum only got hers back yesterday, and yeah, it's a big deal. Some of the worst damage that occurred happened at one of the more salubrious addresses, if you like, on the Gold Coast. I'm talking about Ephraim Island. It's probably the second most expensive bit of land in Australia, if not, well, certainly Queensland, but if not Australia. A lot of condos have been built there, and it's a very exclusive living, gated living community. Unfortunately, they don't have their own generators. So when the storm came through the other day, aside from losing all the power, which meant all the elevators were out as well, it also meant the sump pumps for the underground areas there, the basements where you keep your multi-million-dollar card collection, started filling up with water. So there was about 6 inches of water in there before I think they managed to get it under control. So I don't think any cars were damaged. People probably had time to get them out, even the low ones. But even still, quite surprised to find they didn't have their own generators on Ephraim Island to keep things going. A lot of damage suffered to a number of the condos on Ephraim, with people opening up one side of the building and leaving the other side closed. Of course, that pressurizes the rooms or the building that you're in. And these condos at Ephraim Island have aluminium shutters on the outside. They look absolutely amazing and are very secure. However, if you open up the shutters on the side where the wind's coming and leave the ones closed on the side where the wind's going, the wind's going to find a way through. And it has torn off, I don't know how many shutters, but a lot of shutters, a lot of damage over there too. Right through Runaway Bay, through Paradise Point, trees, big trees uprooted, and yeah, huge amount of damage. Also, some vision I saw today has emerged of well, I guess you can only describe it as a tornado, and looks quite ominous, you know, basically highlighted by its own lightning storm. And that was filmed, I think, coming across the hinterland, obviously, as it came through Oxenford and Helensvale, and then down through Coomba and Runaway Bay, and then over Ephraim Island and so forth. So yeah, pretty bad for everybody down there, and thoughts and prayers are with you. I've been out trying to help where I can, and look, there's a lot of better equipped people than me out there to be able to go and do this. So thank you to everybody who's been out since Christmas night helping others. It's wonderful to see. Just in my mum's community, there were people roaming around with chainsaws and rakes and shovels and implements of destruction. And, you know, if there were trees down in your yard, or if your fence needed putting back up again, or you just needed a cup of tea, there was someone around to facilitate that. It was just amazing to see. And I'm not talking about SES or, you know, organisations that coming in to do that. I'm just talking about the people that live in the area, taking their tools out of their garage and walking the streets to see who needs help. It's just wonderful community spirit, And I know that, you know, it happens in regional areas very readily, but sometimes, you know, in areas like the Gold Coast, it doesn't happen, or it doesn't happen as readily as it does in other places. Well, it's great to see so many people banding together down on the coast, and I'm sure Luke and the team from my place are pretty solidly into it too at the moment. So they'll be helping where they can. And if you're part of that My Place community, I'm sure you'll be putting your hand up if you need help, or if you can offer help, because that's what My Place is all about, being able to help and help in our local community in a local way to make a difference.